All right. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Awesome. Can everybody hear me? Trying to get it to where the video. I'm not the most technical. Trying to get it to where the video. I'm not the most technical. Yeah, I'm not the tech person. I'm trying to get it from not being tall. Sorry, guys. Trying to get it to where it's not skinny. How does it look on everybody's computer or phone? I can see comments. On my iPad, it's like up and down. It's good. Hey, Porfi. Hey, Yolanda. Hey. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thank you for dealing for the need to be flipped. Somebody said, yep. Eventually I'll figure it out. Sorry, guys. I don't want it to look like that for you the whole time. Should still look flipped. I know, that is so sad that it's in portrait mode. I wish I could figure that out. I'm so sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. Please forgive me. It's a little frustrating. I don't get it. Yep, it is what it is. I'll have to work out all of these kinks. Guys say I'm not the most tech savvy. What's happening, Tim? Good to see a lot of you guys. What a blessing. I'm going to be doing more of these. Tonight we're going to be doing, like I say, I wish the video was the right direction, but it is what it is. I just want to move on that way. I don't want to waste all you guys' time. But, so tonight we're going to be doing, I got one of the guys from my Bible study, Luis. He is a firefighter in Belen, New Mexico. It's a small town, but it's got a lot of crime, a lot of craziness, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of craziness. And there's only one fire station in that city, which would be fire station number 1. And so he had brought me a piece, this metal piece a couple weeks ago. And he was like, you know, do you think you can do some grinded metal on it? Figure out something on it. And I was like, you know what? I want to bless this fire station. These guys put up with a lot of stuff. Literally a lot of crazy overdoses. I can't even tell you. So many different things. So I was like, you know what? We'll do this video tonight. And we'll even add to it. That way they got this panel. They can hang this panel under it over at the fire station. And like I say, we definitely, I appreciate all the first responders. They put up with a lot of stuff nowadays. A lot of stuff. So like I say, we're going to be doing a panel. This is a 2 foot by 16 inches. Of course, it was pre-flaked. And let me see here. What, is it working or not? Can you guys even see it? That's like frozen. Can you guys see it? It looks frozen on my side. I'm so sorry, everybody. Is it working? Okay, awesome. Awesome. I know I'm like trying to read you guys' comments and it looks frozen on my iPad. So back to like I'm saying, and Brother Luis is actually on too. He's probably over at the fire station and the guys are watching. Like I said, I wanted to do this panel for them over there because we appreciate them. We appreciate all the stuff that they put up with. And like I say, there's a lot of overdoses, bringing people back to life with Narcan or whatever it's called. So tonight, we're going to be doing this panel. Like I say, before it kind of froze, this is what it looked like before I sanded it. This is based and flaked with the Vanderslice flake. It's got 0.004, 0.008, and a little bit of the 0.15. Does it keep freezing up? It keeps freezing up, huh? There we go. Let me know if you just seen my hand move. Okay, awesome. I don't know, I keeps tripping. But we're going to be doing this panel. I'm going to be putting a Zia symbol in the middle. We're going to be bordering it. And I'm going to just be kind of freestyling it. What we're going to be doing. I was truly trying to do some, let me see. Truly trying to do some of these colors like this. Can you guys see that? This Cadillac, New Mexico. where you got the pagan golds, different shades. You got the candy apples, different shades, kind of serape style. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a bunch of different videos. Tonight we're focusing on this one. Like I say, thank you for putting up with all the technical difficulties. I truly appreciate you guys. So our first thing is, we are going to be wiping. We're going to be cleaning this panel off with wax and grease remover. See, that brings it back to life. This gets off any oil, any contaminants. And like I say, you see this piece is clear without sanding. It's still lumpy, got the flake lumps. So we're sanding. I sanded this piece already prior to us starting. So I'm wiping it just to make sure any grease, anything, any contaminants. I'm going to move this piece. And what's cool, I kind of set it up with some Velcro to where it stays. I can move it. We'll let that dry off some. I'm going to stick this New Mexico emblem on there. I'm going to eye it. Like I tell you guys, I'm pretty shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. This will be cool because it'll kind of give a 3D, kind of like that Cadillac one I just showed you. The patterns will be going under it. It'll give it a cool effect. And these are cut out. One of the ladies cut this out with her Cricut. And the blue, it's a low tack. It's a low tack vinyl where you can, it comes off pretty easy. I'm going to be putting a border around it. Usually I go, like on the last video, let me see, sorry guys, I'm trying to get that centered. You just want to hold it? I'm gonna get Rudy just to hold. Got brother Rudy here. Usually I go about the same size as the tape from the edge. Some of you, this is pretty basic stuff right here. Like I say, I am shaky. Been shaky ever since I've been doing this. And I still make it work. Lay it down straight. Lay it down straight. There shouldn't be anything that holds you back. Just like I tell you too, I know a lot of you guys have heard my testimony. I'm going on 12 years clean. January 21st was my 12-year anniversary from crystal meth. And like I say, and I get a lot of people messenger that reach out to me and truly encouragement. They say that my story is an encouragement to them, which is a blessing. Let's see. Lock your orientation, brother. How can I do that, Luis? How about Windex? Yeah, I definitely use Windex too. I'll use wax and grease remover and go over it with Windex. Let me grab a razor blade. And I'll go around and cut these edges. And there's so many different things you could round around this frame. There's so many different things you could do. Endless possibilities. Like I say, there's no rules to this. And what we're going to do tonight is abstract art. It's not going to be symmetrical. I really want to show you guys, want to continue to work on you guys the fades to get those 3 shades, 3 fades, different styles, different ways of doing it. That's one of my main tools in my toolbox. So there we go as far as a border. And then I always come back, I masking tape my border with 3/4 inch, mandatory. Every time. It just saves work after you get the patterns going. Just go back to the 3/4 inch. This is J tape, 160 degree masking tape, high temperature. I have this for sale on my website. There's a link below for the website. Got flake, got all kinds of different sizes of tape, masking tape, vinyl, whatever you need. I know there's a big shortage right now of tape. This is just to tape the border. Use a combination of tapes. Going to be using 1/8 inch, 1/16 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. You just come up with whatever you want. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of a distance for a reason between this turn for the fades. So I'm going to kind of line this up and then I'm going to swing it down. The reason we leave this space right here. So I'm going to go in right there. I'm going to come back with the 1/2 inch for my first fade. 1/2 inch. We're just going to build. We're going to build in and build in. It's so simple, but it seems so complicated. Three shade, 3 fade. Does anybody know anything? I know Luis, he said something about the locked your orientation. And that's what it says on the phone. That way it could be full screen. Does anybody know about that? Who's our tech guys in the audience? Laugh out loud, but serious. So that's a half inch, a half inch. Boom. And then we're going to come back. And like I say, I'm not really... I like to use different colors just to make it look cool in the process. So now we're going to go in with the 3M half inch. We're going to do the same thing. And these fades, it just goes up literally against it, like 2 millimeter, a millimeter up against that edge. It says turn your phone sideways. I've already tried that. I wish I tried that already. Yeah, and that's KMF in the background for sure. That's Lucky Luciano right there jamming. Just swing it around. Like I say, you just want to go a millimeter away from that edge for the fade. Boom. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to come in. That's the second fade. Now I'm going to come in with a 1/4 inch fade. And these are just techniques right here that you can add to your pattern. To literally adding to your pattern, your toolbox. It's the detail. When you come up, like I tell people, I try to come up with the scheme. You come up with basically outline the car like we outline the board. Let's just say this was a car. Let's just say it's like a 77 Monte Carlo. That thing's got a lot of shape, a Riviera, whatever it may be. You know, you outline that shape of that car. You go in and then you come up, you come up with what you're going to be doing as far as your vision of what you're coming up with for patterns. And then it's all these little extra things that add the detail to after you come up with what you're doing, the scheme that you're actually coming up with on the car. So same thing here. I'm coming in with that 1/4 inch, same thing. Running it barely just along the edge. Same thing here. So that's going to be 3 fades. We got the half inch 3M, 1/4 inch J tape. Now that's one series. Now I'm going to come back. I'm going to go in with just the vinyl to start a whole nother little set. It'll break it away. Like I said, and this could go, you could go up against this. You could go a 1/4 inch out, a half inch out. And that just depends on you. I'm going to literally go probably about a half inch out. I'm going to swing it with the 1/8 inch vinyl J tape. I'm going to do the same thing up here. About a half inch. Same thing, come back, razor blade. You don't want to get too crazy, too deep. I know a lot of people use X-Actos or whatever else. I've always just used razor blades. And you definitely got to continue to use new ones. They get dull real quick, real quick. And like I say, a lot of this, you'll get what I'm talking about, these points when we spray and we untape. Man, it just leaves a nice point. A nice point. There'll be one coming through here. And like I say, then we're going to build up for this too. And there's many things you could do here. We could build up the same thing. We could come in. We'll go in right now with the 3/4 inch. Turn it, stretch this tape. Just 3/4 inch to get good turns. Definitely got to stretch it out some. Now when you're taping patterns and doing your turns, you got to relax the tape. Relax the tape. Like I say, I'm coming in. Same thing. 3/4 inch. And then this one you can just tear. Come back with this one, razor blade. Same thing, like I say, I'm shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. People always used to trip out how shaky I was. It's like, man, you just got to make do with what you got. There's a lot of people that have limitations and they still make it happen. So coming in, that's a 3/4 inch. Now I'm going to go 1/2 inch. Like I say, this is something, this is a main thing. Man, 3 fades, 3 shades. Simple, but looks so beautiful. Man, I appreciate you guys dealing with the camera just being up and down. That is so sad. I have to get that figured out. Like I say, I'm not the tech guy, but I need to figure it out. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. We're going to be doing different styles. We're going to be doing some old school S patterns, ribbons, doing a whole bunch of different stuff. Some basics, some 80s mini truck graphics. Those are coming back. Of course, they never left in my mind, but those are coming back, which is huge. So same thing, we got 3 shades, 3 fades, 3 shades, 3 fades. That's just kind of a basic layout for right there. Then I'm going to come back. I have that 1/4 inch orange right there. I'm going to come back. I'm going to just separate it with an 1/8 inch. I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch distance right here, maybe a little bit under. I'm going to swing it wide. Same thing, just where it gets a little bit skinnier, a little bit wider, a little bit wider, a little bit wider. And this is just building out. We're building out, building out, building out, building out, building out, building out. There's so many different styles you can do. So many different styles. It's just good to get more tools in your toolbox. Oh, I get you. People can click full screen. Okay. I'm going to come back, same thing. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to come back. I always like to kind of break it up, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever it may be. And then we could even go in. I got, I'm selling the super thin. This is 1 millimeter. Literally 1 millimeter tape. We'll come back with one little. Just to go along the edge. You guys too to know we're doing May 20th and 21st Albuquerque class. Gonna be doing it over at Blast Factory at Blast Shop again, and we got Randy G coming from Denver. He's the most humblest guy, airbrush master, pinstripe master, pattern master. He's a man of many talents and so humble. Like I say, that's, you can see that's so cool. That's 1 millimeter. They even make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to come in. We're going to come in with the 1/4 inch orange vinyl. I'm going to do the same thing. Swing it. In fact, I want to keep a space, sorry guys. There's times when you don't got it straight, peel it up, do it again. And then a lot of times too, you might distort the tape and you got to start over. It's all right. I got I'm a hoarder of tape that I've used on all the cars. I have a pile out in the garage. You guys have seen me. I put it on my head. Whatever to get the job done right. Sometimes it'll distort the tape, like I say, and you don't want crooked lines. You don't want distorted tape. Brother Randy, there you go. Brother Randy's on the chat right now. Like I say, he's going to be coming down here to Albuquerque. He's going to be our special guest here in Albuquerque. Check out this man's work. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He's the airbrush guy on Instagram. Randy, if you could type in your what you are on Instagram, and then you go to Randy G on Facebook. Check out all of his work. This guy does some amazing work. And he's going to be my partner for the class in Denver. And also Tate Hurt will be there too. He's a pinstriper pattern guy up in Denver as well. He works at, I forget what it is, one of the shops that does the actual bikes, does the pinstriping and customization paint for Harley Davidson up there. And Randy is working up at Ortiz Cycle in Denver, Colorado. You guys know Larry, he passed away last year. Awesome man, very sad situation. So like I say, we're just doing some basic, like I say, really the whole point of doing what I'm doing is to get you guys these 3 shades, 3 fades, to kind of emphasize these points and what you can do just with the masking tape, with using different sizes for the fades and the different shades you can get and the detail you can get. So like I say, this is pretty simple here, what we got going on. And like I say, I'm one of those ones, I like to go back with this and even throw in another fade inside there. So like I say, all of this is going to be, we're building from the outside in, and it's puzzle taping. The first thing taped will be the last thing sprayed. And we're taping it to where it's totally ready mask to spray. It's that kind of a technique. It's not like some people will put out the paper, they'll draw out the design, they'll cut it with the razor blade, they'll spray it, they'll pinstripe around it. This is a different kind of style. This is something more like I do. And like I said, it's more of a puzzle taping. It's pretty much ready. It's ready to spray when I'm through taping. And there's just so many different styles. Like I say, you always want to make sure your lines are straight. So like I say here, I'm going back. I'm going to put this 1/2 inch just right here. It's going to be a little detail. It'll be a 1/2 inch fade or shade. There's many ways you can do it. Same thing here. I'm going to go back right here. Same thing with this pattern. This is its own pattern right here. I'm going to go back. Most people will just shoot it the way it is. I mean, you could put something in it. You could put, whatever you want in it. You could do lace, marble, torch, whatever. Everybody's doing all these different tricks inside there. And if you're not, and you're just doing taping, a lot of people call me I'm the tasteful overkill guy. And like I say, this is just going back and it's utilizing all the space and trying to be real tasteful. And you could even go back with one more shade in there if you wanted. You know what I mean? Like literally, I could go back one more time just for an accent in there and slowly start to turn that. It's hard to kind of see what I'm doing until it's sprayed. But it's kind of a point, opening back up. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see till it gets untaped. Same thing. And this is just adding one more. You slightly come back to where you're coming back to that full fade against it, about 1 millimeter away, 2 millimeters away. Boom. And then you could do something simple in here. You could actually do a technique in here, like I say, if you want to go back and put some type of webbing, like I say, torch, lace, marble, whatever it may be, honeycomb, you know, whatever it may be. So for tonight, we're going to continue to tape up. So I'm going to go back, same thing. I'm going to go back with that 1 millimeter. Like I got there, you can barely see it. Yeah, innovative styles. Back in the day. Yep, Randy crushes it. Definitely. Like I say, the Denver class, I'm going to be posting the flyer tomorrow. Denver class is going to be July 15th and 16th. In Denver, Colorado, Ortiz Cycles is going to be hosting it. Reserve your spot. It's $750 a spot. 2-day class. Lunch provided both days. All materials provided. We're happy to announce that Tammy with Orion is going to be sponsoring the class. So it's going to be all Orion candies, base coats, clears, all of those things. And of course, J-Tape is going to be sponsoring it as far as tape. So I got that 1 millimeter in there, and I usually put it about the same length, the same size, right across from it. Okay. Like I say, we're just trying to build off of this. So same thing, I put an 1/8 inch in there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just repeating. That's why I say it's so simple once you get a method of doing something like this. We started up here. Of course, we framed it. We started up here. We just started building out. Same thing. And we're just filling it in. Like I say, this is just a different style of doing it. You know, we could be symmetrical. We could have went through the middle, put a design to where it matched on both sides, or we could have flipped it the other way. Same thing, and it could have been symmetrical going up and down. You know, I try to do like wild style. Most of the stuff, and there's a reason. A lot of the other stuff, everybody continues to show. You know, there's a lot of videos on doing old school and stuff like that, and I'm going to do something like that too. But just trying to show you guys something different. So like I say, I'm going to come back. I'm coming back about same thing, 1/2 inch. Same thing, 1/2 inch. Pretty quick little process. Like I say, I'm shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. I've always been shaky. Like I told you guys on the last video that I made, if you guys want to beat me at something, we could play that game Operation. And then after that, we could do something different. To where literally, we just come back. Same thing. You come in with the razor blade, cut it. I'm going to come in here. Cars more and more. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Chris. So I'm going to come in, same thing. We put an 1/8. I'm going to kind of separate it about the same distance. Just building out. This is mainly to show you guys the 3 shade, 3 fade, the points. And all of this can be done with masking tape, fine line, vinyl. Like I say, I try to mix it up. Definitely try to mix it up. And then even same thing. You know, you can come in, same thing. 3 fades. just to break it up, stretch it out. Like I say, and this is mainly to show you guys the fade. So I'm coming in with 1/2 inch. Same thing, you butt it right up against it, overlap it just about 1 millimeter. Coming back, same thing, 3 shade 3 fade. Gonna come back with a 1/4 inch, butt it up against it. Is Louise still with me? The fire station? All right, Rudy Chavez, sign me up for the class. Come back, like I say, there's really no rules to this. And we're gonna come back just to get it lined up. I'm gonna put that there, 3/4 inch. I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch. Same thing. Come back, use that same 3/4 inch. You wanna get them lined up nice. Same thing. Remove it. We'll be getting into some more harder stuff on some of the next videos. Like I say, I really just trying to share with you guys these 3 shapes, 3 fades. So this is just really an instructional video on that. We're still here, all right, Luis? Like I say, I'm doing this for the guys over at the BELEN fire station number 1. They can hang it up over at their place. And you want to go back, just cut these. Same thing, don't get too crazy. Like I say, I'm shaky. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just practice makes perfect. Learning different things, that's how I learned. There's quite a few people that were my favorites back in the day when I was first learning. I would get the LOWRIDER magazines out. I would pick my favorite patterns. I would try to duplicate them. And I did that for about 1.5 years, kind of twisting them and making them my own, and even almost copying them to the T. And then I just started coming up with my own style, just doing my own thing. Like I say, this line here, we're gonna go back right in this one. I should have made it a little bit wider, but that fits perfectly over it. Bam. And same thing over here. I'm gonna go one more time to fill in this. Same thing. Same thing. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. And you can just start coming up with your own stuff. So we'll just kind of leave it like that. Like I say, that's pretty much ready to go for what we're gonna do. You guys see it? Like I say, 3 shades, 3 fades. Let's see, so we're gonna move that. And we got this piece here. Grinded metal. The backside already grinded. You can do it so many different ways. Different grits you can use, different ways you can go when you're grinding. I mean, you could do different, you could literally do back in this way. And if this was something else, because it is, I've got these cutouts, it's kind of hard on the grinding disc. It can catch. You want to be careful. You always want to use goggles. And then, like I say, you could just go do randomly, and then you could come in and go perfect with the grinder this way, the whole way. Like I say, there's people that curve it all the way up. There's a guy in Japan that's been doing some pretty cool stuff. He's been grinding down brand new cars, doing grinding the metal, putting in designs with the grinder, and then he's actually putting patterns over it. So I'm going to let me see, because I don't want to grind with you. Yeah. Sorry guys, deal with me while I'm getting set up with the grinder. It's gonna be a little loud just for a minute. Like I say, there's so many different things you could do. And on this one, I think I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna do something like that on it. Flip it so I can get this edge. I'm gonna flip it one more time. Go back over it. When this is all said and done, and it's candied, like I say, always wear your goggles when you're doing that. I'm gonna put a border around this. When is the next class in California? Man, we're still, man, I got so much going on this year. There's a few people that have been hitting me up that would offer their shop up in California. There's somebody in Bakersfield, and there's a few other people that would be awesome to work with. It's so much work to set up these classes, to find a shop that'll host it. Especially when it's not your area and you're trying to get the students. Now this, I'm just going along the border with this 1/4 inch. There's a few places that leaving a little edge, I'll go back with a little bit of masking tape and hit those places. So same thing. Hoping to go do a class in Kansas, trying to set it up. I'm going out there this weekend. My brother Eric, he's called the Lowrider teacher. You'll have to look up his, did it freeze? Okay, there we go. I think it's gonna die. I have to set up my extension cord. The garage, I think, Rudy. Can you guys see again? Yeah, there we go. Man, thank you guys for putting up with all the technical difficulties. I'm gonna eventually work this out. So same thing, I'm gonna come back with the border. Same thing. Like I say, just trying to get the border taped. Some people, you can go back, tape it like this, or you can try to bend it around the edges. It wrinkles in those edges, but that doesn't matter. And then, like I say, I'm gonna try to just put a few lines. I'm gonna get a center right in this. And same thing, this doesn't matter what size you put. I'm just going over this, gonna add a little bit of detail. You could even go over it with this to be the center, like I say. Cars more and more. Where are you from, my brother? Honestly, Randy, you can stay with me, brother. When I did the class with Joe Angel here, he just stayed with me. It's up to you, though, if you want to get your own place. Seattle. Same thing. I was just going to candy over this completely red. But it's hard to do that without putting something. Just put some fades through it. Like I say. Same thing. Randy said, I'll go up to Seattle. Three shades, three fades. Same thing, I'm just going to come back. Eighth inch. I say, not trying to get nothing super crazy, especially for the amount of time we have. Just trying to show you guys what's happening, my brother. Just really trying to show you that three shade, three fade. Come back. I'm going to go with a 3/4 inch fade against that 3/4 inch. All this little stuff you can just add in. It's all just little detail stuff to add to your toolbox to fill in those empty areas. I'm one of those ones, it's hard for me to leave an empty space. I wish my brain could, but it just can't. One of these days. Thank you guys, everybody, for you guys tuning in to watch. I appreciate you guys. I think I'll just do a couple more. We'll just break that up like a couple more times. Like I say, just mainly showing you this just for the fades. Add those fades to your toolbox. Pattern toolbox. Like I say, most people come up with their scheme on the car. They'll do the patterns. And there's so much detail that you can add in some of those empty spaces. And I know some people say less is more or less is better. But there's so many areas that you could just go in literally and add a little bit of detail that'll just make it that much better. little detailed things that you can do. And like I say, you know, it's awesome. Like I say, we're going to be doing the lowrider pattern class here in Albuquerque, May 20th and 21st. And you're going to be having Blast. You know, Blast is a pinstriper pattern guy. And we got brother Randy from Denver. He's going to be coming down. He's a pinstriper, airbrush, pattern master. Very humble guy. He's going to be coming down. He's going to be our special guest. And he's going to be the featured artist up in Denver. And we're going to have Tate Hurt too. He's a pinstriper pattern guy as well. So I'm just going to do one more fade. Like I say, this is pretty much easy. And then you could even, like, basically even serape style. This ain't it. But you can make your own versions of it. And of course with serape, it's a lot of 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, breaking it up. We'll have to do a video on that. It's just good to have a bunch of different tools in your toolbox, like I say. So this grinded metal, when you do patterns on it, it looks so awesome. So I'm gonna literally start with this one. I already got some candy apple mixed up, and I got some pagan gold mixed up. Yeah, buddy, Rudy Chavez got some donations for the Vanderslice Bike Ministry. I appreciate that, Rudy. And that's a huge thing too. Everybody, the city here, we're gonna be doing a lowrider bike club. It's gonna be an after-school program up in Westgate to keep kids out of trouble. And they're putting me as the program, I don't know what you'd call it, like the one in charge of the program, which is a blessing. God's really opening up that door. Like I say, if you guys don't know my testimony, 12 years clean from crystal meth. So I'm gonna come in. I got candy apple red mixed up. And when you shoot these fades, I could literally go over this whole thing. You could widen the fan. And with this style, what I'm doing, I could literally just go over the whole thing. You can come in, like I try to explain. When you're doing these 3 shades, sorry guys. Let me see. My phone was ready to die. Sorry, I probably froze again, guys. No, this is a Matco tool. I don't use a bunch of fancy guns, never have. Everything I've always done is, somebody gave me this 16 years ago. My brother Marcos. This has been my gun that I use for patterns for years. I mean, I have a bunch of different guns, but I don't have no high-end guns. I make it happen with these. This gun has been just a blessing to me. It works out. I said it's probably 20 years old. So all of these, like I was trying to explain, I know the phone kind of went dead. All of these I shot, I would say that's about 3 coats of candy apple over each one of those spots. So if I could explain it to you guys and you guys could understand, it's going to be the 3 shades, 3 fades. And it's cool when we're doing it with different colors, but tonight we're sticking with red on this piece. It's candy apple red. So this will be 3 coats. Then I'm going to untape. We're coming back. We're untaping the last piece of tape that I sprayed and taped. Coming in, same thing, the 3 shades, 3 fades. You're going to pull up the first one you taped, or the last one you taped. It's in reverse. Same thing. Come back. First one. I know it probably looks a little confusing watching me do it. If you were here, and that's why I say it's a good thing, come take the class, get hands-on instruction. And like I say, so we're taking off the last one that I taped is the first one that I'm taking off, if you guys get it. Now I'm going to go back again. I'm coming in again. In fact, this time I'm going to come, let me changing to black. Jeremy Madrid in the house. This is a little bit of black reduced down. God bless you too, Brother Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in, brother. I'm going to go along all these fades here with a little bit of black, just to kind of throw it up a shade, kind of going with the whole fighter color scheme. Shooting just black, and I'm not shooting it, I'm shooting it on the masking tape. I'm not shooting it in the empty area. That's why it's called a fade. So you're literally shooting right through the middle of that 1/2 inch masking tape. And it's the little bit of overspray is shooting up on that fade. And then it's your discretion. You know, it kind of changes it a little bit darker. Matters how much black you want to put. What we're going to do, we're still going to do a little bit of candy over it. And that's just kind of your discretion, like I say. And then same thing. I'm gonna pull that next one off. Hey, thank you, my brother E. Brown. Thank you for tuning in, brother. This gun I'm using, literally, it's a 1.0. It's a old school Matco tools. This is what I use to do all the patterns on just about everything. I use a bunch of different guns, like I say, but this is my go-to gun. I don't have a bunch of fancy guns, never have. Low pressure, black reduced down. So next thing, like I say, we're gonna take up that next one. The second piece of tape I laid is the one I just took off throughout this whole thing. So there's one more fade left, and then there's going to be the actual 1/8 inch that's there. So I'm going to change the gun real quick back to the Brandywine. Back to the candy apple. Then same thing, kind of go over it. And with this grinded metal, a lot of times you kind of want to make sure your hands are clean. You want to go over it. It matters what grit you used. If you're wiping it, sometimes it'll get lint from the tack rag, depending on what size grinder disc you use. If you're using 36, if you're using 80, if you're using one of the I don't know what you call them, the scuff pad style grinder disc. Same thing, I'm going to go over it with the apple. Like I say, you could shoot these fades. You can literally just go right along the middle of that masking tape. Or if you're trying to get 3 different shades, like I say, I want to break this down. I shot 3 coats with that first of Brandywine. And let's say instead of doing that black, if I wanted to go over the whole thing with 3 more coats of Brandywine, you're going to end up, and then the last fade, like I say, 3 shade, 3 fade. Like I say, we got this last one here. It would be 3 coats. The last thing I sprayed would end up with 3 coats of Brandywine, candy apple. It'd be your lightest shade. The second fade I shot, or second, if I went over it solid, it would be 6 coats of candy apple. And then the first one we shot, that would be a total of 9 coats of candy apple. So that's what gives you those cool 3 shade, 3 fade. Like you see me do all the time. You see it kind of breaks it down. And especially different colors. Different colors, man. Like you see, like some of my favorite colors, of course, is the reds, the oranges, the golds. Those combos are awesome. Cobalt blue, oriental blue. Those are awesome. You can get 3 shades, of the cobalt plus mixed over with you'll shoot the oriental blue over the cobalt when you're doing this kind of style, and it'll deepen it, and then you'll have those 3 different shades of the oriental, and so it just ends up like really nice, and you're breaking it down. PSI literally, Ron, I don't go in and I don't see where I'm at. I literally do it by feel. I adjust it. Literally, my heart with the gun. The heart is the gun is a connection of me, like I say. And then Porphy, candy apple, the best looking, good brother, definitely. I used to like Brandywine. Used to be my favorite. What was your Nissan back in the day, Porphy? Was that apple or was that brandy? Apple. So I'm going to untape the last of the 3 shade, 3 fade. And like I said, I kind of broke it up with the black. Like I say, this is just tools for you guys to add detail to whatever you got going on, instead of just doing something just with the main pattern. And this just will add some detail to what you got going on. And then the board we're working on, that's even a better example. Like I say, this one, I know when Luis asked me, we are just going to grind it. We are just going to do the whole thing, just apple red over the grinding marks. But like I say, it's hard for me to do something plain. Like I say, I wish my mind operated like that, but it doesn't. Like I say, kind of go back. And like I say, you could either go in, you could do a fade through there, or you could even go in solid, and it would give you the three shades. but not the 3 fades, if you get me. So I'm gonna go in, I'm just gonna shade a little bit more with the apple. On the board, I'm gonna do the 3 shades, not the 3 fades. We're gonna stick with the 3 fades on this one. And usually when the candies, when I'm shooting patterns, I mix them pretty, I put a lot of candy in them. If you were doing a straight candy, you wouldn't want to put as much. Because you'll get blotches, you'll get streaks. With the patterns, you don't want to sit there doing 5,000 coats to get a pattern the color you want it. Like I say, I'm gonna go around this border a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take off this. We're gonna take off all of these. Boom. And then I'm gonna actually go around it with a little bit of black. I'm gonna go around this to make it look like it's going underneath. Let me trade out the What a blessing. Your stream support, Rob. I appreciate that, Brother Jeremy. We'll be back, Luis. I'm sure they're going on a call. Like I say, I'm doing this for a brother from Bible study. I have Bible study every Tuesday. We've been doing it for about 3.5 years. It's a blessing. There's some of the guys that are on here are from Bible study. Brother JR, what's up? Yeah, buddy. So this, I'm going to go back with a little bit of black. I'm just going to go around the edge with the black. And you could use an airbrush for this if you wanted. This works out just fine. So, boom, so that's that. I'm going to take off the outer border. There we go. Like I say, all of this tape you can get on my website. There's a link in this video. I know tape for patterns right now has been kind of hard to get or super high priced. All this tape I'm selling is from England. It's J tape. I got a bunch of different sizes, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 millimeter, 1/16 inch. That's all in 160 degree high performance masking tape. And then I have all the vinyls as well, green vinyl, the orange vinyl, which you see me using here. All of them been pretty good. You can see, then even see couple little spots came off right there, but you kind of get it. Of course, this, what they cleared, is just going to look beautiful. Now coming back to this. So with this one, I'm going to shoot a little white. You ask me, why do I shoot white? I'm going to shoot white. Thank you, Ernesto. I appreciate it, brother. I shoot white to drown out the flake. I'm going to shoot probably white right here. I'm going to shoot white right here. I'm going to shoot white right for this little fade. I'm going to shoot white here, white here, white here, white here. And what it does, it drowns out the flake. And then when I come back with the candy apple, it's going to make where I shoot white a solid red. So instead of the flake showing through, it's going to be a solid red. And when this thing gets cleared, man, it's just, if you can't even imagine, it just gives so much depth with that white. So, like I say, let me switch this real quick. And you could literally get this a whole nother way too. So instead of shooting the white, you could go back, retape. Like I say, I'm trying to, we could have done some way crazy patterns on this. I'm really trying to show you guys this for this 3 shade, 3 fade, and just how awesome you can get with these points and building from the inside out, and just the detail you can get from doing that. Like I say, this ain't nothing special. I mean, we got some turns, and then got the points. And I do this a lot, quarter panels. I'll end up with a design kind of like this at the end of the quarter panel. And like I say, this, I would do something different. Like I say, on some of the next videos, I'm gonna be doing literally like a 2 foot by like 4 foot panels, to where we got some more room to do things. And like the skateboards, we usually use the skateboards for the class too. And man, it's just, sometimes there just ain't enough room on those. There is, and if you see my brother Randy's skateboard that he did up in Denver, super detail, super, a lot of old school overlapping pattern over pattern under pattern. So I'm gonna come back with a little bit of white. I wanna thank you guys for watching. Always test first. Always shoot a little bit. Like I say, the white, I am shooting literally just to drown out the flake in those areas. Like I say, this is going to end up making it a solid red once I shoot the apple over it. And I'm just shooting a little detail there. This one I'm going to shoot solid white, solid white, solid white. It's still a little transparent, but it kills the flake in those areas. It kills the flake. Fruity says, I'm going to be dreaming of patterns the rest of the night. Well, that's definitely something good to be dreaming about versus some of the craziness. And like I say, this is a lot of you guys know, a lot of these jobs, like I say, 12 years clean, January 21st this year from crystal amphetamine. Man, I would stay up for days doing this, literally days, 7 days straight, no sleep, go home, get some sleep, wake up, beat the kids. I mean, crazy, demonic. And I just thank you for Jesus Christ freeing me from that and setting me free from that, and that I can be an example to others. And like I say, I was at the top of my game in the lowrider, in the lowrider scene. I mean, centerfolds, all of those things. And I'm not saying that for a big head. I'm saying that my home life was the opposite. My home life was stealing electricity from the neighbors, no water, all those things. A lot of people thought I had all this money. I was using all that money on meth and getting taken advantage of. And like I say, I'm just grateful the Lord came in, changed my life. And it's just, like I say, I'm just very grateful that I'm even here and I can even be showing you guys these things. Like I say, I'm not perfect. I still have my areas that I fall short. But, God's working on me every day. And I just pray the same thing for each one of you guys too. I pray that each and every one of you would know the love of Jesus Christ. So I shot the white. You can go a little heavier if you want. You can go in a little bit heavier. Like I say, I'm just drowning out the flake in those areas. It's still kind of transparent. You could go in solid with white, shoot a lot more coats over it, and but when this is sprayed and it's out in the sun, those whites versus where it is. Amen. 16 years. Amen, brother. What a blessing. Amen. Cars more and more. Thank you, Jesus. Brother Jerry. Appreciate it, brother. But when this is outside, like I say, it's just, man, it's huge. So I'm going to take off these ones. The first one, same thing. Same thing. I'm going to take up the first ones I taped. Same thing here. Like I say, we could do all kinds of twirls and turns and all of those things. That's not the point of this video. I'm really trying to show you guys these 3 fades, these sharp points, for just extra tools to detail your patterns out, to add to your toolbox. That's what I call it, your toolbox. You got a spiritual toolbox, and you got your custom painting toolbox, whatever style you like, lowrider style, whatever it is, hot rod style. It's just adding tools that you can add little detail to each job you're doing. So you can kind of see where I shot the white. And I'm going to go back real quick. I'm going to go back and I'm going to protect just the area for the golds. I'm going to keep this little area pagan gold. So we'll just go back. We'll protect this right here. Go back a little bit there. Let me see here. Do that. Let me change out real quick. Change this back out to red real quick. Thank you, Ernesto. I appreciate you, brother. back in with the candy apple. Like I say on this one, I am going to, instead of going in precise and doing fades, I'm going to go over the whole thing with red. Just to give you guys an example of the 3 shade, 3 fade. Just like I say, 3 coats, 3 coats, 3 coats, 3 coats. You got 9 coats of apple. You got 6 coats of apple and 3 coats of apple in those different areas. I'm going to open up the fan a little bit more. So same thing here. I'm literally going over it like I'm shooting the whole thing. I'm going to go over it one more time. You want to kind of check and see if you got any light spots. Like I say, so that's 2 coats. I would call it, because I pour a lot of candy in it, I would call that 3 coats. Candy apple, same thing. What we're going to do, going to go in, I'm going to untape that next. The next one, like I say, this is puzzle taping. First thing taped, last thing sprayed. And depending on what balancer you're using, inner coat, you want to wait sometimes. Sometimes the SG100, man, on these, heartbreaking. You'll peel and then it'll start coming up in the point right there. It'll be peeling candy off. And like I say, I don't use all the different shades of tape to know what I'm shooting next. I just do that just so it looks cool in the process. I'm going to flip this around. Same thing, so I'm untaping that second fade. Whatever is the next fade, you're going to untape. And on this, it's not even a fade. This is going to be 3 shade. Because I'm going solid over it. I'm not shooting the edge of it like a fade. I'm going to do a video just breaking down that. Fades versus shades. I appreciate everybody that's on here. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. And then, like I say, I'm selling metal flake, chrome silver metal flake, US made, high quality. I got 0.00, 0.004, 0.008, 0.015, and 0.025. And I'm also selling all this tape too. Masking tape, 1/8 inch, 1 millimeter, the real small 1 millimeter, 16th inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. I've got the low tack, 130 degrees. What do you call it? I'm gonna have Rudy go get a. Yeah, I got this. This is cool. It's transparent. Mask over your patterns. Okay, you want to make sure you got everyone you need. So same thing. I'm going to go back in. This is nice, 130 degrees, flat orange precision masking tape. It's a low tack, see-through. And what's cool, a lot of these tapes, so this is 1/8 inch, there's 2 rolls in each one, and they're cut in half. It's still 55 yards, but they're cut in half so they don't bend over, and they're easy to work with. And there's 2 butted up against each other. I got, same thing, I got the J tape, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, 1 millimeter, 8/4 inch, whatever you need. Super good prices. I sell a bunch of different kits. I sell a 22 roll kit for $140. I have a bunch of specials going on my website. Now here I go again. So this is the whole model. We could either go, you could dial in your gun, you could do a fade over each one of these, or you could do 3 shades. So like I say, we got already 3 coats. Now I'm putting another 3 coats over what I just sprayed. So what it's doing, it's darkening the first one I sprayed. It's ending up with 6 coats. The newest one I sprayed is 3 coats. So now I'm going to untape the last one. Is everybody still with me? So as you can see, you got the 2 different shades. Now I'm going to do it one more time. Yeah, Porphy, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this is designed to do. Get everybody encouraged, man, and literally, you know, it's all about creating art, and it's all about just having fun, literally. I mean, and let me just tell you too, this is a pointer for everybody. If you're gonna base and flake some stuff, let me tell you, don't just do a couple items or like say a skateboard or a panel. Do quite a few things, because when you're flaking, man, it makes a mess and it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like I say, same thing. I got flake for sale. This is the 0.015. I got same thing, 0.008. I got pounds going for $65. Check it out on the website. I'm going to be having a sale coming up soon. $60 a pound. Might even do $55 a pound. Like I say, it's chrome silver, American made, high quality. So, we'll see this one. That one I should have took up and went over it. Left it on, of course. I'm gonna go over that one real quick. Catch it back up with those ones. Okay, so now we're pretty much ready to untape all of this. For sure, Porphy, hit me up, brother. There's a few little things. This thing's not perfect. You know, if I was to get really picky, you know, I touched it here with a little bit of black when I changed the gun out. There's a little bit of black right there where my finger touched. And so what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna go back real quick. As you can see, I don't know if you guys, just wanna show you guys. I wish you guys could see it in person. So I'm gonna untape this section. I'm gonna untape this here. I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna mask around this here. Come in with this. protect it. You want to make sure you don't got no little leak through areas in any of those spots. Thank you, brother. Same thing. So, and then I'm gonna go, let me check out the color real quick. So I'm going to shoot a little bit of white over these areas, and we're going to do pagan gold over this last little section. And there's so many things we could do. We could have done basket weave here. You could put marble in there. You could put a little bit of lace in there. We could have left those lines out of there and did whatever effects, some webbing, whatever it is. But like I say, today I'm going to shoot a little bit of white over these areas, kind of fade over them, and then I'm going to shoot this solid white. And then we're going to pagan gold over that. A couple little passes of white over it. Just say I'm going to shoot right there a little bit. Airy. And then same thing. I'm going to take this off. I appreciate the comment. Another solid video. Truly appreciate it, guys. If you guys would like and subscribe, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. And like I say, sorry for the technical difficulties. Man, it is so, you don't even know that I wear that stuff on my, I literally, for the video to be only going up and down the screen, it is a little discouraging. But I'm trying to work out the kinks. Like I say, can you guys see where that white was? Kind of drowns out the flake in those areas. And like I say, now we're going to go back. And even here, you can go back. We could go back. We could tape. We could shoot a little black to make it look like that's going underneath it. Which, you know what? Let's do that real quick. We'll protect that little area real quick. I'm going to shoot a little black, and then I'm going to shoot the candy pagan gold. Just going to shoot just a little black along that edge. Okay. A little bit of black along that edge. Trade this out real quick. Okay, I got pagan gold. For all you pagans. Tack off a little bit with the tack rag. Always do a test shot. Turn down the pressure a little bit, getting a little excited there. And this, to shoot it as many coats as you want. Pagan gold, I usually like to add a little orange into it. I didn't on this, because it can look pretty yellow. And you can keep going over it. If I was to go over this, let's just say 15 times, it would end up tangerine orange. But we are going to, I'm going to go a couple more shades. Boom. Way cool. Does it look blurry to you guys? It looks blurry on my iPad. Boom. So now what we're going to do, that Zia symbol, it is blurry. Okay. Let me change out black again. Check out this too. My brother JR Nasario, he did me this in leather. This is one of his first pieces. You ought to see the stuff he's doing now. Real awesome. Okay, push the thumbs up. Thank you guys. I'm gonna come in over the Zia symbol. Like I say, this is just cut out with the Cricut. One of the ladies from Bible study cut it out for me. It's a low tack. If you're trying to put a name, if you're trying to do something with the team, with the logo, which like I say, this is, and I'm just literally gonna come in with a little bit of black, almost like airbrush style with this gun. Real low pressure, just around the edges of each one of these, just to give it some depth. Ooh, dripping from the gun. Look at that. Very sad. Got a drip right there. Very sad. Got a black drip. Didn't check that I didn't have the gun on tight. Is it still blurry, guys? It looks blurry on my iPad. You got it, my brother Luis. Is this Luis from Chicago? My brother, man. Still blurry, huh? Yeah. Thank you, brother Luis, for watching. I know it's late over there. I don't know why it's blurry. There we go. Cleared up. We're going to remove this, and like I say, it's pretty cold in my garage. I have a diesel heater that I run. I think we're back. Let me know if we're back, everybody. I'm sorry. Hopefully it's back. Still frozen. Man. Still frozen. Okay, there we go. I say something simple just to show you guys the fades. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. Like I say, there. I wish you guys got to see it cleared. I truly want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys don't mind, I want to lift everybody up in prayer as we go out. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you, Lord. First and foremost, we just thank you, Lord. We thank you for another day. We thank you for waking us up today, that we can live another day. Help us to be an example to the people that you've placed us around, Lord. I pray that you continue to use us, those divine appointments that are on a constant basis that we run into, Lord. We just ask for forgiveness in those areas, Lord, where we fall short every day. We are not worthy, Lord, and you still call us by name. And we just thank you, Lord, for what you're doing. I want to lift up everybody that tuned in tonight. I pray that you bless them, watch over them, help them to make good choices. And we just thank you, Lord, for the skills and the talents you've given us to make things look beautiful. We just pray blessings over everybody. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you guys. Love you guys.